And most of us probably know someone connected to 9/11. Several members of our reporter Kailey Tracy's family were there when the planes hit and the days and weeks that followed, many of them first responders. She shares her family's story with us tonight.
It was a beautiful morning.
A lieutenant commander of the Bronx Warrant Squad.
September 11th, 2001, I was a major with the 29th Infantry Division.
I was a sergeant in the New York City Police Department.
Senior marketing manager at American Express.
Steve Matisse, my cousin, worked about a block from the World Trade Center on 9/11.
I left this idyllic morning to the elevator door open, and there was just stuff burning, flying through the sky.
He saw the second plane hit from his desk.
The smoke from the buildings set off the fire alarm in our building. So therefore, the elevator stopped working.
He got out through the fire escapes.
I think we were at about the 10th or 12th floor when the first tower collapsed. And that was, again, in the isolation of a fire escape. And it was like an earthquake. You're in survival mode.
And when he did finally get out, he headed north.
One of those doorways and just covered our heads. And when we turned back around, the tower was gone.
As he was leaving the scene, my uncles were headed there. Their radios, some of the only lines of communication working.
A female officer came on screaming for help. I just heard her screaming, yelling it, and then the second tower came down, and then there was nothing.
So we commandeered one of the ferries that go back and forth between New Jersey and Manhattan. They met us, and I was able to put maybe 200 to 300 police officers.
My uncle, Robert Tracy, helped get the injured to hospitals and checked those hospitals for any first responders. He and my uncle, James Roy, were at the site in the days, weeks, and months that followed, working the bucket brigade, searching for any survivors.
The first couple of days, you kind of had hope that maybe, you read stories, you find people. And you did, I think some people were saved. But after 3 or 4 days, it was pretty obvious that this was more going to be a recovery than a rescue. You never forget the smell of death.
3 places that our people were assigned were the morgue, the bereavement center, and Fresh Kills landfill.
An hour away, my dad was at his barracks at Fort Dix, getting ready to be deployed to Bosnia.
40 to 50 soldiers all gathered around, not a big screen TV, a small TV screen. People were crying and people were sitting there in shock. The commanding officer of the 29th set up perimeters in and around our staging area at Fort Dix. With machine gunners on the buildings.
20 years later, none of them talk about that day all too much, but remember it vividly.
It's not over for many people, and they still deserve our support.
Kailey Tracy, First Coast News, on your side.
Kailey, wow, what a story from your family there. Thanks for sharing that.